understand the hardship you face. I wish there were other ways, but there's not.
Chai! Wahala, dear. Wahala.
I die. Everybody did so. My dear sister, crying. Even they say crying. Okay. How do you say Tekumba Dale Ayombo Lowuro? How do you say that in English? They say tears may tarry at night, but joy cometh in the morning. Is that how you say it? Well, you see, the situation of Nigeria, Baba, is beyond crying, my dear sister. Smile. You know, they say cheese. You can cry from now till you turn 90, or you can cry till you turn blind. When you turn blind, the shege go still dey pursue you. The situation of Nigeria is beyond crying. Dear sister, dear brother, it requires action, acting. I'll let you watch this. Somebody wants to educate Soyinka why he is so wrong again. Here, listen to this.
What I have to say first, what qualifies one to be the president of Nigeria is as prescribed by the Constitution. The Section 131 says if you are a citizen of Nigeria by birth, if you are sponsored by a political party, if you're up to 40 years, of age, and if you have minimum qualification of school cert or the equivalent. The other variable is that you have electorates who are up to 18 years who are registered to vote, and they have cast their vote for you, the majority, and you score the majority of the vote in line with Section 134 of the Constitution. So I think that, there is something we have to understand about the decline of democratization, especially in Africa. It has given birth to another variable, a concept called the rise of political movement. So people are moving away from political party system because of how regimented and regulated that ecosystem
and
is.
manipulable it is.
So there's rise of political movement arising from a number of issues, coming to misgovernance and other challenges. So I don't think even an attempt by Peter Obi himself to control the political movement that has risen over different issues, right? Just like we had the build-up with the APC, the CPC, AMPP, and all that. You remember what happened? The change mantra, the idea, the notion that the serving president at the time was clueless and that he is not able to. So they maintained that mantra and brought about, let us make the change. So these are political, if you call it.
In other words, you're saying that Peter Obi can't control what the obedience are doing. Well, in other words, you can't stop them with a magic wand and say, well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And the question is, what are those things the obedient are doing? And who has been able to dissect which of those actions can be directly linked to the obedient? Because we must not divide Nigeria into political parties alone. There are Nigerians who are seeking governance from their political leadership and they're expressing themselves. So if that expression, like we found an alliance between what the opposition parties were agitating for and the disenchantment among Nigerians leading to 2015, when those two converged, they were able to remove a sitting president. So you cannot, divulge the fact there are people who are disgruntled, who are not happy with the governance system in the country. But when you classify all of them as obedient, then you are unable.
It is so wrong, and it is deliberate. So I want you to know that, okay? The reason why they are trying to make, number one, make everything about you, the obedient, and make it look like asking for good governance or asking people to be responsible, okay, live up to their responsibility is bad, right? All of this is kind of, systemically planned. You understand that now? The effort to try to make obedient look like it's Igbo or make Peter Obi look like he's just there because of Igbos. They know he's not. They know he can't control any of you because he did not create you. Okay? He did not create any one of you. They know that. But you see, the only way they can break it is to kind of plant a doubt in you and make you feel like, oh, if you are asking for good governance, then that means you are Obi. Oh, if you are for Obi, then that means you are Igbo. And your good governance, why don't you ask Obi for it when he was governor? You don't know that it is all deliberate. All these questions, they are kind of making you look like Peter Obi is the one that is your president. Okay? And at the same time, when they want to talk about Tifnumbu, they will say, oh, you need to give him time. When they have nothing to say about Tifnumbu or defend him, they will just go on and say, man, this Peter Obi, so, and so, and everybody will start conversation. And you will leave Tifnumbu alone. So a lot of you don't know that it's actually like, you know, like it's a plan. Yeah? That all this conversation, you wake up every morning on social media, one lunatic, one faceless moron is talking about Obi, and the rest of you are there. You do not know that it is actually to project and continue to push an idea that will say, oh, Peter Obi is for Igbo. You know, it's Igbo. Or everything is about Igbo. If you are supporting, or you know, if you are calling yourself obedient, or then you are just supporting Igbo. Igbo people don't like this or that, or kind of a thing, right? You have the whole thing in the shovel, all mixed up by these guys. But the main thing is that you are asking for good governance, Abi. I mean, at least I can say that. And a lot of you who have concluded that APC, PDP will never give you that. Okay? So shouting Obi, Obi, Obi is like now putting him as if to say is like the shadow government in Nigeria. You know that shadow government where Peter Obi will have his own ministers, will have his own advisors, and they're going to be acting like as if to say they are waiting to take over government, kind of shadow government, shadow cabinet. So don't get carried away or get so soaked in all of this. These guys knows that a lot of you have picked up a fight against them, and you can't wait to have your pound of flesh on them. So when they dump it on your Obi, they only just want to continue to plant that doubt. And the longer they can do it, the better for them, so that they can keep you more divided, never to find your ground. Blame him whenever they feel like you are challenging them and asking them to do their job or fulfill their campaign promises. When you ask them, when you push them, they will just kind of dump Obi on you, dump it on you like that every now and then, because they know you want to kind of, so you won't talk much about Tifnumbu afterward. It is all part of the game and all that. Unfortunately, not many of you actually understand this. And indeed, let's be clear, Obi cannot control what he did not create. That's number one. I have seen Showore's people, okay, who out of trying to defend Wole Soyinka. Wole Soyinka left the government. Obi didn't say anything about him. Wole Soyinka left the country that is in turmoil, hearing his views, and he spent over 18 minutes attacking Obi. They always kind of call him father, respecting him and all of that stuff, right? And then a lot of you have been reacting so much to the point that some others are now saying, Obi is finished, Obi is this. You don't know that all of these are just to continue to see how many of you are going to end up picking that line and say, Mama, it's true. This Peter Obi hates us, Sha. Because his followers, the way they talk about Hausa, the way they talk about Yoruba, the way they talk about the Igbos, the way they talk about this or that, Peter Obi supporters are dangerous. Obi can never lead Nigeria. A lot of you don't know that the people who are pushing this are actually Tifnumbu's people. And you will see, until your brain will begin to say, it's true. And I've been hearing that this Obi is about Igbo. I didn't know that before, Sha. Man, I think it's about Igbo, Jari. This Obi is about... That's what they want. Because this is even bigger than Obi himself. Trust me. The one that we contributed money to buy plane ticket for. The one that they jailed with Showore. That one too jumped on Twitter. He's defending Soyinka. Soyinka that's attacked Obi unprovoked. Not even that the obedient even goes to him. Nobody even was talking about him. Somebody just carry camera, put camera in front of this 89-year-old man. And then the first thing he will say is about Obi. He must not contest again. His supporters are this or that. And you that we gave money to, we contributed money to, beg everybody all over the world, please let us contribute money. Oh, this guy needs to go to UK and continue his education. Buhari's government jailed him. Mandate too. I'm talking about mandate too. Now, a proper Yoruba boy, supposedly, Abi, Peter Obi is old enough to be his father too, right? But you see, when these guys who want to defend some of these Olori Bruku elders, using the line, Yorubas are very respectful. Yorubas are we have home training. These Olori Brukus only have home training for those that they kind of like. You understand? For example, now if you love Soyinka, Obasanjo, Adebanjo, Ayo Adebanjo, and so many other older guys, you can abuse them. They are not true Yorubas. This is the kind of political ideology that Tinubu and his gang represents. This is what they pass on to people. So this mandate was writing his nonsense. I can write English, Abi. So he was writing his nonsense from his dinghy somewhere in England, right? Where he's holed up, okay? He was writing to defend Soyinka, and he was hurling different kind of insult at Obi. And they're like, Obi is old enough to be your father too. You are defending someone that is not because Obi attacked him. Obi did not say anything about him, where he was responding to Dati. Dati is old enough to be you, mandate's father. Yeah, he's old enough to be your father. But guess what? In the name of trying to defend Soyinka, he started, you know what I mean? He started hurling at different abusive. And I'm like, is this not defeating? Me, I don't get respect. Agreed. Me, I know say I don't get any respect for people like that. And I don't hide it. I don't pretend about it. Whether you're Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, I don't give a damn about you. The moment you get to that stage of being part of the criminals that have been identified, to hell with you. I don't care about your age or where you come from. So I'm not going to sit down and say I'm a Yoruba, well-trained Yoruba that respects elders. I do. I respect all people, but not criminals who disrespect me. So you sat there, you are defending somebody. Some people are abusing Soyinka, and then you took it on Obi, and then that shows that this is who you are. All of you hypocrites, useless morons, so to say. Your education is worthless. It's useless. Even Odumeje, you know Odumeje, had this to say about your useless education. Bunch of lunatics.
To everybody claiming educated in Nigeria, where there is no good road. Do you know what they call rented people? Educated people stay in a country where there is a lot of digital development. Everybody in this country is illiterate. Go to an intelligent country like Dubai. You will see modern things. Any educated people or educated country, go there. You will see development every day. Because educated person means you have something what others do not have. And you must bring it in a practical. Educated people in a white man country are the one that manufacture car. Bringing modern cars. They want to kill fuel. Now they are bringing electric car. Everybody borrowed a professor and doctorate, and also all these borrowed certificates, and coming out and saying, we are so Rene Koli, we are doctor. As far as this country is not moving forward, all of us are illiterate. The day which identify educated people is when we started to bring things new. 24-hour slides, a good load, and also what? Security. Because educated people will bring the mindset of what? How to make security in their country. Educated people must bring easiest way to bring 24 hours light because their brain is working. Educated people must bring how to bring good loads.
Bless you, Jare. In Daboski Abido Shaker. I think that's what he's called. I like him, but I don't know if he's a pastor or a comedian. I love that message. It's very clear. Educated Olori Burukus are those in charge of Nigeria. Elites. We are elites. Rich elites. Useless elites. Stinking dirty elites. Living in a shithole. That all they know is just how to loot, steal. That's it. Educated people. Do you know who you are talking to? You're talking to a whole Professor Olori Buruku. Who are those who are rigging your elections in Nigeria? That's where you will know that most of you are illiterate, if not all of you. The only education you have is to know how to read and write. And your useless certificate that you are pushing about as well. So useless that those who are running government were supposed to be educated people. No, they are not. Professors are rigging elections for criminals who dropped out of school. Now, the criminals gain power. They steal the pension of the lecturer, the professor. Professor joined the queue and started protesting that they have not paid his salary. The thug he rigged for has denied him his pension. So you claim to be educated. Meanwhile, in another 4 years, they will do it again. They will do it again and again and again. And then they will come around and cry. And you think you are educated that way. Illiterates are better than you. In case if you don't know. Now, the OB they are talking about is actually in Florida. But he was there yesterday where he had a sort of a town hall Thanksgiving meeting. No, not Thanksgiving. Thank you to all. I'll put that in before I go to something else. Watch this. Hang on. Somebody just call my attention to the fact that on YouTube, we are currently over 2,000, are we? But yet, we are less than 500 people who have actually liked the broadcast. I mean, 2,000 is a lot. Could you take a minute while you watch this? And like the broadcast. Excuse me, like the broadcast. I'll be right back.
We need to talk about everywhere I go, people bring up the issue of why do people reject the Bible? Yes. I attend the tough one. About everything. In building what we're trying to build, I'm not trying to say England. In building what we're trying to build, people didn't believe us. So, in some places we have people who are good and tough, and they question what is happening. In some places we have people who were not good and tough. And one of my elected representatives was actually a bus driver who was okay, just stay there, let them something. And he got elected. And it's difficult to say he shouldn't take that elected. She never leave me that it's tough. Because, I do what I do, and that's why it's important for me to talk about diaspora. That's why I teach. Because you're coming from a place where you can put food on your table. If you can't put food on your table, it's difficult to be part of the change. Tough. Because, again, that's why I said diaspora now. I remember when I used to come for them, I used to tell me, if anybody comes here to buy a house, people should resist and call police. You know why? Because I hear they have a level of comfort. If they're in Nigeria, they can't do that. They'll go and celebrate with the person. and even pray for God to continue to bless him because so it's a tough thing. But it's a gradual. Some of them are beginning to resist and say, no, this is wrong, this is this. And the same thing is what they are talking about in the people protesting. After the election, young ones wanted to protest. They wanted to protest. I said, no. Because I know what will happen to them. And I'm not there, my children are not there. I'm one who always pray that those of us who use other people's children for talk, with God, what your own children will send them. So I don't want to put people's children on the line when I know what they will do. But then it will get to a time, all of us will be out there. So it's a gradual process. I'm not to give you within the law. We must suspend the law. We want the law to work. So I'm very happy with what you do. Just keep praying. It's about Nigeria. The problem we have in Nigeria, people think, oh, it's about us, it's about this, it's about that.
Again, that was him speaking to the obedient in diaspora, I think, in Florida. He said it there, you heard him, right? He said people wanted to protest. Young people, they actually wanted to take them on the rigged election. But he knew what he would do to them. And also, this is me now adding it to, knowing that they had to hurriedly put together this obedient sort of his own presidential sort of campaign team in an haphazard way, not like it's been established, they have all this structure they could call on and all that. We're not too sure. So yeah, he said, but it is a gradual thing. It is a momentum that is building. There will be a time. If my children, if I'm not going to say my children should go out there, there's no point in telling other children, other people's children to go out there. But he said, but a day is coming. All of us will be out there, which means he will be out there with you too. Well, I would love to see that, okay? But that was him trying to kind of say, well, I am in a very, very hot soup. I am only trying to make sure that I control the burning so that at least you can be able to say, okay, yeah, you have some semblance of control, kind of. And until then, to him, they are still building. I'm speaking for you, the obedience, by the way. I'm talking about those of you who have publicly said it anyway, that you do not believe in any of their political parties. Not that you do believe in their system, but you are giving them your backing, because who knows? And me too, I feel like I'm not seeing you doing election and winning any election, fairly and squarely, because there will never be any free and fair anywhere, okay? But I'm more or less like giving you my own voice. Because one of these days, I'm waiting for when they will do it to you or do something that will trigger you. Then I want to see the number. You know me now. Gidibo, gidibo. Yeah, gidibo, gidibo. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you have the number to overrun them. You have my platform ready to work with you. I promise. But going forward, I didn't know that they've put back the Kaduna Abuja train until the news broke this afternoon that it has derailed. I've seen derailed train, and most of the time it's going to be like everything else because of the speed and all that. This one will be like, say, their whole one like this, I can't push them. Maybe it's just me. And that is the only train that goes to Abuja and goes to Kaduna and come back to Abuja. And this is the plane. I mean, so a train. I said plane. This is a train that called you, and the Minister of Transport or something said that they are putting back to work. I'll show you again. This is Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, the best plane. If you track ilé ọ̀tọ̀ rí bọ́gbó ni o.